Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how does mental health impact someone with muscular dystrophy. I have made videos talking about how I started dealing with mental health. I made a video talking about why people, something about mental health as well, why people deal with mental health, I think. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to be talking about a little bit more about how it can affect someone with muscular dystrophy, your mental health. Like, we all go through stages of life, from childhood to teenage years to adulthood. Like, in all those stages of life, someone with muscular dystrophy can deal with mental health at any stage of life. So I'm going to be talking about why each stage of life you can deal with mental health. I'll start with the first stage, which is childhood. I mean, I did a video talking about a childhood memory that impacted my life. You guys haven't seen that video, you know, I would really appreciate it. You guys check that out. But anyway, you know how when you're a child, your childhood, you just want to go play. Like, for example, going to recess when you go to school. But someone with muscular dystrophy, it's like harder to do things. Honestly, you can run like someone who doesn't have a disability, and you can fall easily if somebody barely touches you, like a little bit of a shove or anything, you will fall. Like, you can't play sports. I mean, I could kick a ball, dribble a ball. I couldn't shoot the ball because I didn't have the strength to do it. So it kind of can affect someone's childhood. Feel like excluded, because like, what can I do? I can't play, I can't play with any kid at recess because they all are running, playing a sport or whatnot, and it's harder for me to do that. It can affect someone's childhood, mentally, mental health, they can feel disappointed, sad, excluded, sense of not belonging, and stuff. So I feel like in your childhood, muscular dystrophy can have an impact, because it's like you can't do certain things, you can't run, you can fall easily, basically you feel maybe you can feel excluded, that if you might, the person with muscular dystrophy might feel excluded because like I can't do anything the other kids can, and that can have effect on your mental health at an early age. I feel like. Then I'll go to the next stage of life, which is your teenage years. I mean, I feel like for some it's a very difficult time, because during your teenage years, most people with muscular dystrophy stop like at 12, 13, 15. I have read some things online that I didn't know some stop at 15, 16. I stopped walking on 11 and a half, almost 12 years old. Getting used to the wheelchair can have an effect on your mental health as well. For me, it wasn't that much of a big deal, I got used to it over time, but some it takes a while, because you go from walking to using a wheelchair for the rest of your life, it's not an easy transition, Some people might feel, angry at the world because they're like, oh, I use a wheelchair and everyone does it and stuff like that. Accepting your reality can really affect your mental health. I feel like because like I was saying, you were used to walking, then all of a sudden you already know what was gonna happen. Doctors probably explained to you, like they explained to me, at a certain age you're gonna stop walking. But anyway, I feel like that can have a big impact on people's mental health or feeling like feeling bad for themselves, self esteem, having low self esteem because they'll be like, you can't do this, you can't do that, there's certain things you know, You can feel excluded. You can feel like people treat you different. They see you different. They exclude you. Like I was saying in your childhood, but when you're teenager, it can be hard. You can feel like not belonging. That with other students. And stuff. You feel like your wheelchair defines you. Or sometimes, you feel like I said, angry at the world. You start maybe having feeling of isolation, stuff like that, going through a lot, feeling down because you use a wheelchair, and stuff like that, knowing you probably can't do certain things, like any other teenager your age, and stuff like that, So I feel like you're a teenager, sometimes people are very affected with muscular dystrophy, you're gonna get weaker over time. You're gonna be needing assistance, 24/7. It can feel like you probably need assistance using the restroom at school. You might feel like don't feel okay with it, because you feel a little bad, little different, because you were used to doing all those things, and all of a sudden it's time to use the wheelchair, time for you to need assistance, So yeah, it can be a difficult time during that time for some individuals with muscular dystrophy. Some might have deal with depression during this time. Isolation. Then we go into the stage of adulthood, which is a little feel you can start having mental health issues like I did. Because after high school, a lot of individual with muscular dystrophy don't go to school. And you feel like what's next, for me in life, what's next. Like I said, for the teenage stage of life, you can deal with depression. Here, you can feel like, what am I going to do next with my life? I didn't go to school. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I need help 24/7. Muscular dystrophy is going to just keep progressing. What can I do? If you start thinking that, what am I going to do with my life? I can't have a life. I mean, some people with muscular dystrophy have been able to, get married, have kids, have a family. Like the cycle of life is, you are a baby, childhood, teenager, then you get married when you get adult. When you become an adult, then you have kids. But with someone with muscular dystrophy, that goal or that cycle of life is different for someone with muscular dystrophy, But like I said, I'm not saying you can't, but it takes someone where I feel like an open mind that can see through your disability, But anyway, but for some people, for some individual with muscular dystrophy, it's like, what am I gonna do now, Or if you go for, or if you go to school for, couple of semester, you graduate like I did, it's still the question of what am I gonna do next, You know, you start feeling isolated, at times, or you get, depression. I feel like, people with muscular dystrophy, it's not that they don't want to do things like activities outside their house, go places and stuff like that. It's not like, oh, they want to, stay at home, It's not like that. I feel like people probably assume that because they'd be like, oh, he's not trying to go. It's not that they're not trying, You don't know what's going behind the scenes, what's going on at home, what struggles they go through. Everyone with a disability has struggles, Some have it more, some have it less, some have different. Some they have it's mentally, they're able to do a lot of things, but they let, they have low self-esteem, they're able to, your disability does have some obstacles, but not a lot, that you can overcome them, but sometimes your low self-esteem. But with someone with muscular dystrophy, it's physical, mentally challenging sometimes, because it's hard, especially when you're, like I did when I graduated from college and stopped going to school, it was like, what am I going to do now? Mentally, you start having mental health issues at times. Some people have it at times, some have it start developing mental health issues because they feel like, what am I going to do now? I can't do this, I can't do that, but I feel like as someone who dealt with, mental health issue, I feel like finding something you enjoy doing and that you know that you're capable of doing it could really help your mental health. Reaching out to people you trust, that's another way to, deal with mental health. I know maybe a lot of people, but everyone has their life, they have things to do, but reaching out won't hurt, even if they don't reply back, at least try reaching out to someone. But getting seeing a therapist can help. That's what helped me. Seeing a therapist and other stuff, making YouTube content like this video. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying living with a disability is easy. You know, Sometimes you feel like giving up. Sometimes you having a bad day. There'll be good days, there'll be bad days like anyone else. But I feel like mental health and muscular dystrophy, or mental health in general, is a very serious topic. But especially for someone with a disability, it's you have a higher chance to get mental health issues like I did. Because sometimes you feel isolated. Depression. Angry at the world because you have a disability. Feeling like people don't understand what you go through. So that's why I decided to create this channel and start uploading videos like that, talking about, because people just see the physical side of the disability. They don't see the mental side, how your mental health is doing. You just see someone in a wheelchair, be like, oh, he's just in a wheelchair and stuff, but you don't. Some people don't see you just see the physical aspect, not the mental aspect. That people might have low self esteem, depression, isolation. So hope you guys like this video. I'll be making more like this, talking a little bit more about mental health, talking a little bit more about muscular dystrophy and stuff like that. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Until next time.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride.